Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about Grubhub nearly killed off Seamless years ago. Its NYC-based owners are reviving it. So among all of the gig companies out there, or really just companies that have been bought out by other gig companies, we have things like Seamless, Chow Now, and other sorts of marketplaces. And one of the things that those companies have done was get bought out by other companies, and unfortunately that also meant their driver bases may not be around anymore. That said, it looks like New York City is bringing back Seamless, which is actually a very interesting move for Seamless in general, and also New York City if you really think things out. So with that said, we are talking about everything that's being said in this article, how it actually is for Doordash, UberEats, and Grubhub drivers, and seems like Seamless drivers, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. Restaurant delivery in New York is not like restaurant delivery in any other part of the country. The city has a long history with food delivery thanks to its dense population and copious restaurants. Roughly 25,000 at last count. It even had its own brand. Seamless, launched over a quarter century ago as Seamless Web in the city. Now, after a brief fall from public view, Seamless is back in New York. Wow, there is a lot of exposition here that I don't think is all that public of view, or at least not thoroughly explained in this article. The truth is, there have been a bunch of companies such as Seamless and Postmates that have normally operated within urban areas such as New York City. And unfortunately, it's not that they weren't making money, they just got bought out by the bigger players. Chow Now got bought out by DoorDash, Caviar bought out by DoorDash, Seamless bought out by Grubhub, Postmates bought out by Uber, and then later on, those became the big three. And Grubhub still does own Seamless, or at least something of that sort. That also said, Grubhub has been transferring ownership left, right, and center, and who knows what actually happened to the company at this point. Seamless has operated under the thumb of a much larger brand for years. It merged with Grubhub in 2013, but retained its own branding in the biggest and arguably most important delivery market in the country. But when Grubhub got new foreign owner in 2020, Amsterdam-based Just Eat Takeaway, its new leaders moved to more or less erase Seamless's branding. Grubhub would benefit from optimized marketing and seamless network effects, Jet's CEO said. Yeah, they bought the company for $3 billion and sold it for $650 million. Real benefit right there. Their marketplace was still there, but their drivers are now just Grubhub drivers. Just as pandemic shutdowns boosted the delivery business, Grubhub effectively ditched a brand that appealed to its largest market, opening the door to eager competition from national brands like Uber Eats and Doordash. I don't know if it really opened the door for them specifically. Postmates were pretty big to begin with, and unfortunately, Grubhub's marketing, they were the big dog for a while, but then their marketing just wasn't as effective as Doordash and Uber Eats was. That's just reality. In hindsight, this was a mistake, one that Grubhub's New York City-based owners wants to correct. Wonder, the so-called mealtime super app, led by serial entrepreneur Mark Lohr, bought Grubhub for $650 million in January. Lohr hasn't offered many details about Grubhub's future, but it clearly sees value in the New York market. It's interesting to think that there would be nostalgia around one of these digital-first delivery brands, says Tim Calkins, a marketing professor at Northwestern University's Kellogg School of Management. I think people might be happier to hear that this brand is back and looking at it as bringing back and reconnecting with an old friend. I don't know if it's going to be more like welcoming Seamless with open arms or running away from DoorDash or Uber Eats, but I also think New York City's market does not benefit gig workers the way it used to. Like, sure, you can make a lot of money as a gig worker, but under New York City's laws and the way DoorDash and Uber Eats were treating its drivers, there's not a lot of opportunity opportunity there. I think with the reintroduction of Grubhub and the reintroduction of Seamless into that marketplace, I think they have a real opportunity to take over. I am miles away from joking. The gig work marketplace, ever since they introduced New York City's new laws, went from 120,000 to like 60,000, and it's kept dwindling. Drivers aren't making as much money. They're running to Jersey City. They're running to literally anywhere else but New York City. Another app has a great opportunity to make money there. You just gotta, tell the drivers about it. If that friend were a person, they're old enough to order a cocktail. Seamless debuted in New York in 1999, well over a decade before upstart competitors would challenge its dominance. At the time, 2 of DoorDash's 3 founders were under age 10. Back then, orders placed online often arrived at restaurants by fax, and almost precursor to high-tech networks that route these orders today. Oh my God, I remember these days too. I used to work as a pizza delivery driver for a local restaurant, and one of the things that I noticed is that they would pick up the phone and then they would get the fax, and that would be the order. People were literally ordering online that way. It was decent enough, and I think it was like the beginning, but god damn, I felt so old once they said that. 1999, they said. Jeez, I was 7. Now the stakes are even higher. Grubhub's share of the restaurant delivery market has fallen to a distant third behind DoorDash and Uber Eats. Per recent reporting in Bloomberg, Grubhub controls just 5% of the delivery market nationwide. According to the data from Bloomberg's second measure in New York, Bloomberg reports numbers from Yipit Data suggest that Grubhub controls about a fifth of the delivery market. In an interview, Grubhub CEO Howard Migdal disputed this, saying Grubhub's data shows it controls a significantly higher portion. Well, then there's something in the numbers that isn't right. Either DoorDash is playing stupid games with the numbers and making themselves look bigger than they are, or they're trying to bluff on their end, because something ain't right if that's the case. Even with a slight tailwind, reviving the legacy brand will take work. The most significant thing for Grubhub to do, Calkin says, is to highlight what makes Seamless different. Okay, I'm gonna stop right here for a second. 9 times out of 10, when I hear what makes a gig company different, it's really not that much. One of DeliverThat's points that sets them apart is that they're a white glove service. They are high end in what they do and blah, blah, blah. And no, they're not. They're really not. Like, I hate to be that guy, but that's reality. There's something about being a local brand, a New York brand, that could be a differentiator, he says. You mean the taxes? Yeah, that would set you apart, but that's not the way you want to be set apart, man. That seems to be Grubhub's plan. In a statement, the company praised Seamless for consistently speaking to and delivering on the nuances of living in the city that only New Yorkers could appreciate, aka the type of if you know nod that plays well into local ads that plastered on bus shelters and inside subway cars. Of course, getting New Yorkers' attention is just part of the contest. The challenge then, Calkin says, is to get people to care. Yeah, you're asking a bunch of people who don't even look out off of their phones to acknowledge the people they've stopped acknowledging as human beings at some point. It's something about living in the city or going to the city that makes you start to think of people around you as either threats or just objects that are in the same vicinity as you. I remember being on a subway, and because there was so many people there were people that just ignored the presence of other people at that point. For good reason, to say the least. If I was overwhelmed by the number of people that are in a crowded room, I'm gonna have a panic attack if I acknowledge every single person in that room or that subway car. But that's just me as well. Take that for what it is. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. Look, I can't say for certain if Seamless is actually going to make the kind of comeback that Grubhub or Wonder thinks they are, but it's better off in our hands or any other hands than Just Eat Takeaway, it seems like. Because when Just Eat Takeaway had it, it went from a $3 billion company to a $650 million company. That also said, Mark Lore now is changing the game, it seems like, and Wonder is a completely different company. They haven't really spoken up much, or if they have, I haven't been paying attention, because the only other time I've heard of Wonder pop up was when they just recently partnered Relay with Delivered recently. That is the only other time I've heard of Wonder in that way. That also said, I am intrigued and interested to see what's going to happen with this. The only other downside with this, though, is Seamless now going to be just a New York City brand, or are they going to maintain its larger status? Are they going to accept drivers now? There's not a lot to be said yet. But in my mind, there are two ways you can go about this. You can wait for Seamless to announce whether or not they're going to take more drivers. You can look for other opportunities in the meantime to gain more sources of income, which you should have a diversified gig portfolio. Or you could develop an exit strategy that maybe even includes becoming the gig app that people sign up for. One of the things that is taught in the Build Your Own Delivery Service Provider course. I've partnered with experienced and high-level professionals to create a step-by-step guide to create a six-figure earning business after 90 days of focused hard work. That course is going to guide you to create your own business entity and foundation, methods to source restaurants with game-changing opportunities, and resources and done-for-you contracts to protect you financially. You're also going to have access to high-level professional guidance to help you build your business foundation and support you as your business reaches greater heights. Check the link in the description and get started on transforming how businesses serve customers and how gig workers get greater opportunities with you. We are excited and looking forward to helping you secure your financial future. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time.